Hello coders. Today we are going to have data file handling part 2. That means in the first tutorial what we have done related to text file and its mode and various functions of data file handling in Python, that is read line, read lines, and write function also. So hopefully those are clear. So we'll proceed further and we'll see practically few programs based on data file handling in Python. In this example, we are going to print the whole file content of text file. So assume my story.txt is already created and I'm going to open this file in read mode. And then, as we discussed in our last video, readLine is a function to read a complete line. So from story.txt, readLine function will read the first line here, and that will be stored in the variable named line. And that also we have seen that line will contain string type of data, and we are using while loop over here. So if till this loop will be running till the content will be there in line variable. So firstly we have the first line in line variable, and then we are trying to print that line, and then separator as a with end, we are not ending a line, means in same line data will be printed. And because we need to move to next line also, as this program is printing the whole file content, so we have to move to next line also, because this line will be reading only one line, the first line. Now how to move to next line? Because after reading the first line, the cursor will be positioned at the end of the first line. So now we need to read the next line also. So for that purpose, within the loop we have written once again read line function. We have used file object. Here my file object is in file, and then with the help of read line function we are reading next line. So again line variable will be containing the next line, that is second line. Again it will go to loop. This loop is containing these two statements, and again when the loop will go for the next line, again this is true that line is till line variable is having some content. So yes, line variable is having second line now. Then coming to this part, printing the line, then again reading the next line, that means the third line. So again line variable will be having the details of third line, which is true, that means it is having certain contents. So this way we can read the content line by line and print, and then we are closing the file object because file memory to be released. And we need not to increase decrease. Here you can see in while loop we are not incrementing decrementing, as when we write read line, automatically the cursor positions at the end of that line. So automatically cursor will move line by line. I'll show you what content I have in my story.txt right now. So we can see this is the FIRMT, this something code is written in my story.txt. So story.txt is having this content. Now we'll be just running this file and we'll see that which story.txt is showing. After running this program is showing what result. So obviously this story.txt is stored in my current directory. So this file already I have created. So you also need to see that this file, whichever you are taking, that should be pre-existing. It should exist further if you want to read the content from the file. So now we'll run and we'll just see what happens when we'll be running this program. We have to save it first. See, this was my file content. If you want to see here, you can compare. This is the content of my, this is the content of original story.txt, and this is the content of after running the program, which the code I have written, reading of file content line by line. And also one thing you should notice, that this file story.txt is existing in current location. You can create in another location also, but as we have discussed in previous theory class and previous video, that you have to write the complete path in that case if it is not working in current directory. So now again we'll go back to the code lines of, so this is the way we can print the file content line by line. So now we'll do little changes in this content. Just suppose a question is there to print last line of the file which of story.txt, in which we are doing some experiments. So in that case I think loop won't be required, so I'll be removing these loop lines of the loop. And then in a variable, now we'll see the example of read lines. We can use for loop also, but where in that previous program I found while loop is more comfortable, so I have used while loop. And then we are finding the length of line. Read lines. What read line? Again some revision of read lines. Read lines read all the lines from the file and store it in a variable. So this variable will be containing list type of structure, list type of structure. So first line will be at 0th index, second line will be at, so just will second line will be at first index. We'll see the output, print, and then here we'll be writing lines, and after that, just if I write here L-1, and then close. Now I'll run this and we'll see what happened. Okay, to be saved first. See, this was my file content. This was my file content. We can open also the file and just see. This is the file content, and see what last line is containing, act. So act is over here, space is over here, then 4 stars, so star is also here. So last line is being read. Now we'll go to the code section. We'll go to the code section and we'll see the code over here. What I have written, I have read all the lines in the lines variable. So lines variable will contain, if as you have seen in my story.txt, there were 3 lines, so all lines will be read and they will be in the form of list. If you type the, if you want to see what data type it will have, the lists lines will have, just you type here lines, it will show list. And we'll run once again this program. See, it is of list kind. This is my /n, so this is of list kind. This is at 0th index, this is at first index, this is at second index. So it is a list, it is forming a list. So, and if you want to know the type of that, so you should write type function over here and it will give list. Now you run it and just, so you can see here the data type is returned is list. So lines variable is having the type list. Lines variable is having the type list, and then I'm putting this in a comment line because I don't require. Now we'll go for the another program, that is to count how many words are there in a line. So means each line, in a line means in each line, individually, one by one, one by one. So firstly we have opened the file read lines, and this is not required, so we'll remove this. A count variable, just to count the words in a line, count equal to 0. And then this time I'm using for loop, so it is depending upon the requirement. M in, so if I take line variable, line in lines means lines is having all the lines, and first line will be fetched by this variable, and then colon for the loop, and then any variable, then line dot split function, count plus equal to 1, print first line is having, so count count line is having first line is having len of s, capital S, comma words. So it's complete what I guess. So I'll remove these lines of code which I don't require, and then we'll run it, and hopefully it is going to give the correct answer. Line is having concatenation len of s. Now I'll be running this. Split function, if you remember split function, split is a function for applied for string. So first line will be fetched in line variable as a string. So in that string, suppose there are 5 words in that line variable. First line is having 5 words, so each word will be separated by space, means each word will be considered separately, means splitted. The line will be splitted, means each word will be extracted separately and stored in S. So S will have list type of structure. First word will be stored at 0, then second at 1. So split function you need to know before doing this. So we'll run this. Now I'll show you the file, what file is containing, so that we can compare. The first line 1 2 3 4 5, so one line is having 5 words, second line is having 2 words, and third line is having also 2 words, means separated by space. So it is giving correct answer. We'll go back to the coding screen. So I hope this is clear. So split function will split on space, and S will contain first lines all the all the words will be stored in separately. All the words will be stored in the form of list, a kind of array, a form of list. So that list is having how many elements? So that list is having 5 elements for first line. Then the same process will be there. So now next time lines variable will return the second line as loop is running. Third time lines variable will return third line to line variable, and after that no more data will be left in lines variable, then the loop will get terminated. So program next program already I think I have created on my screen, so I'll show you without wasting the time. I'll show you in that. So I'll be opening the file, the name in this file. In this I'm trying to print those words in file starting from letter P. Starting from letter P. So at first print those words in file. This question will be giving you the means this solution. This is the solution, and question is print those words in file starting from letter P. You can take any letter. So first we have opened the file simple, and then we have read first line. The first line, I'll bring the screen where I have some content, you can compare. So first line means this is the first line. This will be there in line variable. So it is having 3 lines. So first line will be, this is the just a experimental string, nothing, no meaningful. So that will be fetched. So while loop already I have explained you. So now split function again will split the words on space, and all the words will be stored here in the form of list. Split function splits the words. Like suppose this is the example. This is the example. This will, if I'll apply split function on this, it will split as print those words in separately on space. They will be separated, and if my string is starting from print, so this will, now after splitting it will return in the form of list, not in the form of string, in the form of list. So this will be at 0th index, this will be at first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. So first line will be splitted, each word will be stored in the form of list in LST, and then I am putting one more loop, that is nesting of loop I have applied for M in LST. If M 0 0, that means words 0 0 means each word when it is M's 0th. So when it is, so first in NM will have print. Suppose this is the example of the splitted data. So print in M we will have print. So 0th and again 0. The reason is when we will moving here, so it will be 0, it will be 1, it will be like this. So M, whenever data will be fetched at M, so always it will be at, means that will be the 0th index only. So we need not, if I will be writing M of 0, it will be containing completely print. If I write this M of 0, that means M is having the first M of the first index of list. If I'll write M of 0, it will be giving completely print. So but I want each, what we are searching, we are searching for the words which are starting from letter P. So if I'll be writing M of 0, it will be giving completely print. So in place of because I want this character at. So here if you write m of 0 0, that will also work, or if you write this, if you write only 0, that will also work. So here what is happening, so LST is containing all the words at different indexes, that is 0 1 2 3, I have explained. So first word will be fetched, that is print. So print, m will contain print. So p, obviously every word, the first letter, we are trying to find out the words which are starting from letter p. So starting location of every word will be 0th index only, so I have fixed here 0. So m of 0, that means prints p. So is it matching? So I need to write double equal to over here. So at 0th index, am I getting p? If yes, then that will be, the whole word will be printed. Word only. Word will be printed in line without going to next line, because end equal to space it is written. So in the same line, so end is marked by space, not by slash n. Now, so this way I have checked, and then what will happen, for loop is containing this if statement. Now next time when the for loop will run, right now we are in inner loop, so next time when for loop will run, m will contain those, THOSE, according to this example I am taking, this line, this example, THOSE. So now THOSE, the first location means what is the first letter, so that will be stored in m of 0. Is it equivalent to p? No, so that won't be printed. Next, again the next word, that is words. So right now we are running in inner loop only. So when inner loop will be over, we'll come to outer loop. So you can, I'll be comparing with this. So initially a list of 0, this will be stored in LST variable at 0th 0 1 2 3 4 index. When that line's work will be over, now next line to be read, that means welcome programmers. So now next line to be read, and then we'll go to while loop. Is line is containing something? Yes. And then again splitting. So now splitting will be there for welcome programmers. So by the time program is already print, because it is started from P. And now in this line, welcome programmers will be stored in LST. Now again the for loop will come to for loop m in LST. So LST will contain welcome at 0th index, programmers at first index. So m will contain welcome. So is at 0th index p is there of welcome word? No. So it won't be printed. Then again for loop. So right now we have to move in for loop. Till for loop is not terminating, we won't be coming out to this part. Why? Because you can see the indentation. The indentation of F and indentation of L is same. So that means they are in the while loop. So now LST will give programmers to M. Programmers 0th index is P, so that will be printed. Now no more data is left in LST, so second line reading and functioning and processing is over. Now we'll move to next line. That means now this line will be read. And again while loop. Is it, there is some content in line variable? Yes. So now again splitting. Now splitting will be there of two words again, act and 4 times asterisk here in LST. Now first act will be, again a for loop will start, act will be stored in M, and 0th index of act is P, no. So it won't be printed. Then again still we are in for loop, so next 4 time asterisk, is it equivalent to P? No. So it won't be printed. Now again we'll go to this part, in file.readline. So blank line will be read over here, and then again when file line, so there is a blank content, empty content, so while loop will be terminated, and hence both the loops are over. Now in file.close, to close the file pointer, and then we'll see the output. What is the output of this program? See, now you can compare once again with story.txt. What was our question? Question was that how many words are starting from the letter P? So you can see program and programmers in the whole file. How many words are there starting from P? So this is for whole file. You can work for one line also, all the lines also, and in some program you can use for loop, in some program you can use while loop, depending upon the requirement. You can see I have used somewhere while loop, somewhere for loop. So depends upon the requirement which loop will be better for you, the programming at which step. So these are the few solutions of various file handling program of text file. This way more programming you can do, more questions you can create yourself. Vowels, reading of vowels, only the words which are starting from vowel. So what you will be doing, you will be doing the changes over here, count the words in the file which are starting from vowels. So you will be doing changes over here. And if you need to count the digits in the file, lowercase, uppercase, so many questions you can create and use. You can use string functions over here, you can use list functions over here. So you need to have the revision of those concepts. Only reading part you can see here, these two lines and this line, reading and closing, and reading, this is also reading part, reading and closing, these are the important lines for data file handling. Otherwise it is same as in you do in normal programming. In same example I have done little changes. The program I'll be trying to write is store the words in another file which are starting from letter P. Now I'm not going to print those words which are starting from P, rather than I'll be shifting those words starting from P to another file. So that means reading will be there in one file. There is in story.txt I have one content from where I am reading, and the content I won't be printing on Python shell. I'll be storing the content in another file named temp.txt. That's why I have opened this file in write mode, that is important, and this file in read mode, and I have given the file objects name in file and out file. Means from one file I'll be reading and in one file I'll be writing, because as we know file handling means output data. Output data, whatever you see, that is an output screen. These, the output data, if it is any data which is shown in output screen, never be saved anywhere. Now if we would like to save that, we have to use file handling. So how you can save data in file, means how you can add data in file, you can use write function. So we'll see the use of read and write both over here. Rest everything is same as previous example, only this line, 2-3 lines I have added, created an out file object and opened the file in write mode. And then in place of, if you compare it with previous example, in previous example I wrote it print, means I have printed here in place of output.write. What was the thing I wrote there? Print, and then m comma, this was my coding in previous program. This was my coding. So this print will print on shell prompt, means the words which are starting from P will be printed on shell prompt but will not be stored anywhere. You can try out this. Will not be stored anywhere, it will be only printed. If you want to have the future use of this, you cannot. So now if you want to store it permanently somewhere, you will be putting that into the file. So out file means temp.txt and then write function, which we already know. So now M is containing those words starting from P, whole word it is containing. We have seen the logic, and then added, joined with a space. So, and while closing, this is very important. At times I also forget to close the files, and when I see the result, I won't get the proper result. So closing of file pointers are very important, and both the file pointers to be, as many file pointers are opened, that many file pointers to be closed. So here I am working with two file pointers, one for reading and one for writing. You can create more file pointers if you want to work in more files at the same time, but you have to be very careful while opening that which mode you are creating the or opening the file. That is very important. Sometimes we forget or do mistake in that, or while closing also all the file pointers to be closed. So this way more programs can be generated, that few contents on the basis of condition, the words which are starting from special character to be stored in another file, the words which are starting from vowel to be stored in another file, or only first and last line to be copied in another file, to be written in another file, only first and last line. This way questions can be created and solved. Now when we will run this coding, the output won't be shown on the shell prompt, because nowhere I have written the print statement. In whole program, nowhere I have written the print statement. So but still I need to run the program, and when I'll be running the program, let us see. After running, my screen is not giving any outcome. Here it is blank. The reason is there is no print statement. Then what does the program has done? Program has stored the output data in temp.txt. So now it's time to open temp.txt. So I'll be opening temp.txt. So temp.txt is containing this. So we'll compare it. And original file, my original file is story.txt. My original file is story.txt, and there are two words, program and programmers. They are starting from P. So these two words are being stored in temp.txt. You can see over here. You can see. Yeah. So this is my coding. And this is the file story.txt, and this is temp.txt, which is storing programs and programmers in that file that is getting stored. So this way you can write to another file also. So that's all for this tutorial. Thank you. Happy coding.